We're live on YouTube. Let me click this. Double check.
I'm gonna go check.
There we go.
If we all
All
three
right.
check, we might get 3 viewers today.
This time we are live. It's the Not Your Average Guy show. Trying this again. Um, I had it. I did have it titled different a minute ago,
Uh-oh.
but since I closed it out and
No title.
started over again, I guess it's just back
Nobody's
to
even gonna know how much we talk
nothing.
about the World Cup.
No, nobody.
Oh, brother.
So, um, let's see here.
I don't even think we should talk about it.
Uh,
I,
yeah,
I don't think it's
probably
worth
not.
it.
Now I guess I'll have to wait until I'm afraid if I hit edit video right now, it'll kick me off.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah, I don't, I don't, I don't know. Uh, picture closed. Don't care about that. All right. Anyway, so this is my second time I was live today because I went shooting my bow about an hour ago. I don't know, maybe more than an hour, I guess. An hour ago was 9 o'clock. So like 3 hours ago. 2.5 hours something. I don't know. Anyway, so this is a live archery shooting video out there now. It's like half
Is it still
me
live?
shooting and half. Is it? It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Was it a short?
Nope.
Were you
This is like
were,
20 minutes long or something.
so it wasn't where you were shooting in a wife beater?
It was that, but I did make a short as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Um,
short was about me shooting a wood pile because I
so
set my target in front of my wood pile that's right across the driveway over there. And as I explain in the short, I was shooting. So, Dan, you
mhm,
came up in my video a lot. Is
I did.
is 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 a video that was partly about me shooting a bow and partly about you.
Dude, your
You're kind
video
of my
isn't up.
inspiration. What
Your
video?
latest your latest video.
The live?
Oh, it was a live. It was a longer
Yeah,
live. Okay, okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I got it. I'm gonna watch it or listen to it. Probably listen to
So,
it. What you tell me
anyway,
what you said about me in your video, and then I'll tell you what I said about you to my daughter.
so well, let's see here. I said that you're kind of a good big inspiration for me to get back into shooting, and that um, yeah, every time I'm around you makes me want to get my bow back out and get better at shooting because you're good at it and uh, just good at like critiquing form and how helping like looking at where I'm inconsistent maybe
Hmm.
and being able to see that stuff and whatnot. I also I was talking to there's a dude on there who was commenting saying he was contemplating getting the new Matthews, and I said if he's about to pull the trigger on a Matthews, he should for sure get the 250th anniversary edition
It is a
or
shit.
consider the Hoyt because it's super sick looking too. But then I also said, and this is, and I mentioned you that if he hasn't, he should potentially consider a Darton because even though you might, think of Darton as like a old guy bow, it's not anymore.
They're
Like
coming
they're,
back.
oh yeah, So he said he's been saving his pennies for 2 years, and he's hoping to get one pretty soon.
I would say that I have been looking at bows for. Have I been looking at bows pretty seriously for like 5 years, 3 to 5 years? Like
Yeah,
looking
I'd
like
say.
every year I look at the bows that come out in Hoyt and PSE and
When did you buy those
Matthews
limbs?
for my bow. Oh, dude,
Hmm.
it's been like 12 years ago now. It's been a
So I
long
would
time.
say you've kind of been looking at bows for about
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
Because back then,
Yeah.
it was a question of replace the limbs or
Right.
get a new bow.
Yeah. And I've gotten a new
And then
string since
obviously
then.
putting those limbs on it and the new string, like kind of rejuvenated that bow.
Yeah.
And it's
It's had
good
two new
shooting bow.
it's had two new strings and it needs a new one. And I don't know if it needs a new one because they're really worn out because I've shot 5,000 shots through it, or if they might also need new strings because I've been leaving it on my porch
Yeah.
for the whole process of building this house. And it's been, because I just go out and shoot it, shoot a sliver of arrows, quiver of arrows,
Yeah.
anytime that I'm just walking by the spot for the last,
Hmm.
except for in the winter and after I hurt my wrist.
Hmm.
So today lately though, I will say this. I think it's either the crack in the limb that's developing or the old strings, but it has some weird inconsistencies to it.
Are you
But
sure I'm not shooting it?
you might be, because I would say this. So I was talking to Shea. She was sitting on my daughter. She was sitting on the porch reading, and I have to.
She was sitting on the porch while you were shooting.
She was reading a book. I was
Okay.
shooting. So let me show you this, and this is kind of about your form deal. So like the
Okay.
old bows that we used to have had this contoured grip on them, and they all had
Hmm.
this contoured grip that kind of fit in your hand, and so you were tempted to
Yes.
kind of just grab the grip and like
Yes.
put your hand out there. Well, the right way to shoot a bow is kind of difficult to describe. Um, and when you have probably broken your wrist within the last 6 months, it's hard to do. So like when you push with your bow hand, not your string hand,
Now you
you're
draw.
you're
Yeah.
supposed to have the handle, the beam of the bow like right here, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and if you look at it, think of it from the side, think like I'm going to catch a ball. Like that would be you using your musculature to bring your wrist back, okay? Or if you're like I'm going to hit a drum being like this. So like when you draw that bow back, you want to have some tension, but you don't want to have like I'm going to push this bow forward in your wrist, and you don't want to have I'm trying to like let my wrist break over. You want to have like tension, but you don't want to have like you've got to come to a point where it's like consistent, and you definitely don't
Hmm.
want to be grabbing and torquing the beam this way or torquing the beam
Right.
that way.
Yep. Yep.
And so like it's kind of hard, and the way that you'll really know how inconsistent is this, how inconsistent is my knock point, and all of these things that play into it is by shooting range. My dial only goes out to 70 yards, and sometimes I can put like 6 arrows in a circle this big, and sometimes
Hmm.
I put a row of arrows vertical, and sometimes I just have a really big group at this moment. And what it is the vertical line is you're getting lined up correctly, but you're pressing your wrist and you're throwing that arrow down, or you're leaned too much back and it's all here and none of it's here on your bow, and even though your pin is on as your arrow leaves, it's launching up a little bit.
Kind of slinging.
And that in that little bit of inconsistency will turn into the difference between like a 5-inch group at 70 yards and like a row of arrows that's like 20 inches tall. And you just like, and so I was saying to her, like, I need somebody to look at my form and critique it, but I don't have anybody around. And she goes, well, Darcy shoots. And I was like, yes, but I don't know if he would look at my shooting and tell, like, identify what it is, you know, see a volley of arrows, look at it and be like, oh yeah, I noticed that you were X, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, he's also not here. But when I shoot, when I video myself, I can see some things, but like the number of things. Do you shoot, Jimmy? I don't know if you shoot a bow.
No,
You should shoot a bow, except
I
your
don't have one.
your shoulder's not good, is it?
I mean, it's not bad enough I couldn't shoot a bow.
Which shoulder would it be? Your draw shoulder or your front
Yeah,
shoulder?
my draw shoulder, my right shoulder is messed up.
So you could get like a bow that could go down to 60, and you could start at 60, and if you wanted to go up, because 60-pound bows are like flinging arrows pretty quick these days, even at 60 pounds.
What do you have yours set
Mhm.
at?
Well, whenever I got it set up last time, it was at like 72. But I'm sure it's not even 70 now because the strings are 3-4 years old, and I don't know if thousands of arrows, but over 1,000 less. I don't know, over 1,000 less than 3,000 arrows out of it for sure.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's-
I would enjoy doing it. I've just never taken it serious, I guess.
but there's like, so I think whenever I shoot, I try to like work on only one thing at a time, one specific thing. I don't try to think about everything. And I feel like if you focus on one thing, the rest of what you do kind of like goes to your mean average of whatever you do. But like I've actually tried at one point my sight, I don't know what the deal was. My peep was maybe a little different. I could go out to 80. I only have 70 on it right now for some reason. But when I could go to 80, that would mean my peep was probably a little higher on the string. Is that right? Would you say? Peep higher, which would be like your back sight pin, so it would launch higher. And I would work on like, okay, if I put, let's say you have your feet don't go perfectly square when you're shooting. They're kind of open a little bit. Like you open your front foot out a little bit so that you're neither like doing this number or trying to shoot like with your shoulders square to the target, but like a comfortable, probably like, would you say 20 degrees off, Darcy?
I'd say, yeah,
Something
sounds
like
right.
that. But then also, if you put, like, let's say you put 70% of your weight on your back foot. For me, at least, if I put 70% of my weight on my back foot, at 80 yards, my group is going to be like this big, even though my pin in my mind was like way tighter than that at all times. If I put about 70% of my front foot and I have it nice and square, and I put like 30% of my weight on my back foot, that's pretty stable for me. And so like, there's so many little things. Like, do I knock, and do I strictly do like a kisser button knock, or do I put my eye so that the ring and the scope line up exactly the same? Like, there's like so many different things you can work on.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to work on them with nobody there looking at you doing it, because you might think your form is, you know, well, you might think you're doing something you're not because you can't see it. It's kind of like, I went to Top Golf the other day, and I don't play golf at all. And I said to the person I was hitting ball, driving balls with, I was like, I wish somebody would video me and I could see how I look, because like I know what a golfer looks like hitting a ball, but I don't know what I look like right now. And then they videoed me and we both watched it and I'm like, oh, that's totally wrong. They're like, yeah, no, your back needs to be way straighter. You're like all hunched over. I'm like, well, this club isn't even long enough to work. They gave me girl clubs.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting there with a driver and I'm like,
makes sense.
and so then I'm like, then you're like, okay, it feels awkward, but you need to have your back straight and your butt out, and like 100% improvement in just like one little watching of a video of yourself. So anyway, I don't know if we wanted to get that far into archery practice, but
How often do you shoot your bow, Dan?
once I got the house done, I've shot every day.
Oh, nice.
I might shoot, like today I've probably shot 100 arrows. Just walk by. I have a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70-yard target just sitting out there. So I just walk out there and I'm like, I'm going to shoot at the 70-yard target. I'm going to shoot at the 30-yard target. If you want to feel good about yourself, you shoot at the 30-yard target. If you want to break your arrows, you shoot at the 20-yard target. Like try to group them all in tight. If you want to actually know what you're doing, you shoot at the 70-yard target. And then you know if your form is on and if your focus is on and everything.
How far out were you shooting, Darcy, today?
Well, that is one of the things I mentioned in my video that my brother-in-law Dan would have disapproved of. I said I'm shooting around 30 yards because I don't have a rangefinder, and my brother-in-law keeps telling me I need to get a rangefinder, and I probably should, but I don't. So I stepped it off. But also, I was going up the hill onto the driveway for part of that measurement. so,
My
so I'm
archery
shooting
rangefinder tells you the
pretty close to 30
degrees.
yards.
It tells you the degrees of incline or decline. And you can either tell it you want to readjust the range based on that, or you want to know the true distance and the angle. And I personally say true distance, not true distance. I need to know what the range is equivalent to, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Because like if you were on a water tower and you shot straight down, it might be 90 yards down there, but it's like 10 yards true distance. And bow sights need a lot of adjustment to change from 90 to 10 yards, because the arrow would arc several feet at 90 yards, and at 10 it's probably almost like a bullet, like straight line.
So I was shooting somewhere around 30 yards, and then on that short that I posted,
is that taking into consideration the downhill?
No, that's taken in consideration. I think that's about 30 yards to that crack. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna step back to 40-ish and shoot my next pin down. And so I did that, stepped back into the doorway of the garage, and I went my next pin down and put an arrow right in the woodpile. Right over top of the target.
Over the top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, you're shooting from your garage toward the Carl goat area?
Yeah.
Out into their field or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I just have the target on my side of the fence in front of
That's
a
40
woodpile.
yards?
When I was all, I don't know. I
Approximately, Dan.
said, I said
Approximately
40-ish.
40-ish.
No,
Might have
it was
been more.
probably more like, 35 yards. And that's why I chucked it over top of the target and slammed it into the woodpile and snapped the back 6
What?
inches off of the arrow.
I'm gonna see what Google says.
Oh, how far it is?
So do I
Yeah.
need to go out of this room?
It's gonna be hard to tell because there's a whole bunch of trees there. Okay, so if you're at the edge of your garage,
I mean, I could try to go. I could switch to
that's
my
gonna
phone and go out on the deck. Would that be better?
I'd say you're about 100 feet.
Hey, can I
Yeah.
get back in? Can I get back in if I jump off of here and go just grab my phone and go out onto the deck? Judah needs to go to bed.
I
I don't know.
don't know how that'll work. But yeah, you can. It might mess with the recording for later, but it'll stitch back in.
Okay, I'm gonna have to jump off. I want to continue this because I got a couple things to say too.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to jump. I'm gonna jump and then I'll get at my tripod real quick for my phone and go outside.
Yep.
So, all right. I'm gonna bail.
So it's really hard to see because there's a whole bunch of trees there. So,
Yeah.
but I would say it's approximately 100 feet.
I should get my 100-foot tape out and check,
Yep.
because that would work a lot like a rangefinder, where
Yeah.
it wouldn't take into effect and it wouldn't take into account the hill. I could just stretch it.
What you should do is go stand at the end of your driveway out by the road and just shoot straight down the driveway towards the dumpster.
Yeah, I've shot the other direction. I've shot from back by my barn toward the dumpster.
Yeah, that would be the same thing.
And and then generally I've got a target, but it's falling apart. Because I left it out in the rain for too long, or in the weather. And it's old. I mean, I've had that thing for, man, probably 10 years.
Ah,
Um, but I have a target sitting back there up against that pile of plywood that's sitting back in my yard there.
mm-hmm.
And I've shot quite a bit, basically from where the dumpster is to that target. And consequently, a stack of plywood makes a pretty darn good backstop, because if you put a sheet of plywood up, or 2 or 3 sheets of plywood up, whatever, and you miss your target and jam it into there, there's a good chance you'll wreck your arrow. And you're almost guaranteed that thing is going to be a bear to pull out. But if you're shooting into end grain OSB,
It just pushes it apart.
yeah. And whenever I was shooting back there more, I just kept a crowbar back there. And if I missed my target, or, skipped it off the top or whatever, which Dan and I were over there trying to figure out my sight for a while, and it was sloppy. It's some pretty rough shooting. But
Yeah.
I didn't put a ton of arrows into that OSB, but I put a few, and it would stop them. And I'd just jam that crowbar in there and pry the pile apart and pull it right out and be good to go. Better than better than I anticipated. Like the first time I missed and hit it, I was like, "Uh-oh," but it's no big deal.
Right. Well, that's good.
I wouldn't probably just like build a target out of OSB strips, but um, it worked out. I just bought a new target a few weeks ago, and I need to get it. Oh man, I'm gonna hang it so that it swings a little bit when I hit it, and I think that'll kind of help it last a long time and make it just work pretty good.
Yeah.
And I've got this porch swing that I just hung up here. Well, that thing had a frame, like it was just a regular old like throw out in your yard kind of a swing.
There you go.
So I'm gonna take that frame and hook a couple of chains on it, and I'm gonna hang my target from that and put the put a canopy over it so that my target can just sit out there, have a roof over top of it, and be hanging, and I can shoot it whenever.
Am I part of it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty seamless.
Where were we
We
at
were
on the
just
shooting? So did you figure out how far?
My calculations is around 100 feet.
100 feet. So
from my
35
fence
yards. Yeah.
line to my
But it's real hard to tell
to
because
my garage.
there's a lot of trees right there.
Right. So, I'm gonna throw you a critique of your shooting off of just 30 seconds of your video. And
Okay.
the reason I'm gonna throw you this critique is because of the difficulty that I was having with my elevation today. And I'm pretty sure I can attribute it to that thing I was saying about either putting too much forward torque or too
Mm-hmm.
much like attempt to take the torque out and not just giving myself like a nice flat
Neutral.
like neutral open position. But here's what I was seeing on your release, and I know that you've been looking at releases, but here's what I'm seeing on your release. Like imagine that this is a straight line on your string. When
Yep.
you get back into draw, you kind of do this number with your release.
I do. Mm-hmm.
And you need to relax that to where it's not putting any tension off of dead center of line, so that when you pull, because what's going to happen is if you're here and you pull your trigger, I don't know if it's going to kick it up or down, but it's not going to be neutral. Like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your hand feels good, probably because it's around your wrist. And so it
Yes.
probably feels good because it's around your wrist, but you're probably pushing on the body of that release with your hand, and then you're releasing. And I would say it's probably not gonna translate to a consistent high or low. It's probably gonna just contribute to like a bigger pattern than you hope for, because I don't know how you would
So
predict.
that was the problem.
There it is.
Why was it not good? Was it not
No,
good?
actually, it was just inconsistent. That's how I shoot. And here's how it seems today. I shot. Well, I shot. What was it? 2 weeks ago at your place.
Yeah,
2.5 weeks. I don't know.
2 weeks ago, probably. Not even 2
And
weeks ago.
week and a
And it
half
wasn't
ago.
bad. You weren't shooting bad then.
It wasn't great. But also, what I was getting around to saying is that was the first time I had shot my bow in
Right.
a year and a
while.
half, maybe. Too long.
Right.
It wasn't a year and a half, but it was probably at least 8 or 9 months.
Okay. And for the
And
viewing
so,
public, not shooting a bow that's 10 years old for several months, that's one thing. but not shooting the bow that Darcy has for 8 months. That's like a sin.
the crime against humanity.
It's a crime against humanity. Yeah, that's immoral.
So I'm rusty, and while it may be like riding a bike where you can do it, it's probably more like riding a unicycle where if you used to be able to ride a unicycle, in a couple years, there's no telling that you can still ride a unicycle.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, I can shoot a bow, but there's just so, like you were saying, there's so many small things that contribute to accuracy and consistency,
Right.
and that is just not there for me. So tonight, my first group was super sloppy, real loose, probably 10 inches at 30 yards ish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was 27 yards or 32 yards. I don't know.
But 30 yards shouldn't be that different.
So then my second quiver was tighter with fewer stragglers. Then my third quiver was a little bit tighter, and I was starting to see it by my third group downrange. I was starting to feel like my shooting was kind of settling in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was, my second and third groups got smaller, where I was shooting more like a 6-inch group rather than a 10 or 12-inch group. So then I shot another one. I think the third or fourth is when I put it into the wood pile and broke an arrow.
Oh, dang.
But that it was one of my old arrows that I just bought at Walmart or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Academy. Yeah, I just snapped like the back 6 inches off of it when it went into that wood pile. It's kind of wild. So then after I shot that, it was basically I had a pretty darn good group, maybe 4 or 5 inches, I think. You can watch the video. It's on there. And then I adjusted my sight a little bit because I was consistently high and to the left. So I adjusted my sight a little bit, and I did bring it down. And I shot, I think I shot 2 more and had pretty decent, like I was feeling better. Then I put my phone down at the target and shot a group, and I was just rushing.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, I was back to like a 12-inch group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was huge. But I was just rushing because I couldn't. I haven't even watched it back to see if you can hear me talking because I had headphones in, and potentially
yeah.
I was still talking on the video, and potentially it was just essentially muted and a picture of a target.
Right.
So I like really rushed that one. Then I quit. So I don't know. I probably shot 40 arrows maybe tonight.
Mm-hmm. I find so I have a you have a pretty decent length of stabilizer on your bow, right?
I think it's a 8 or 10 inch.
Do you have a back bar on yours? I can't remember.
No.
I feel like you do. You
Uh-uh.
don't have a back bar on it?
What do you mean?
Like
The
one of the
cable guard
bars
part?
that, no, there's a bar, they're putting a bar on them that goes, so for me it would be coming off this way because I'm
No.
left-handed.
Like a
It's like,
stabilizer bar?
it's a stabilizer that comes to the back to offset your
Mm.
rest and uh your sight being mounted on your opposite side. So like for a
No,
right-handed
I don't
shooter,
have that.
that stuff would be over here, and they swing this guy around. I really shoot way better with I think I have a 16-inch stabilizer.
Mm.
And the way that I justify the stabilizer is when I'm sitting in a deer stand with my bow drawn down, the arrow still sticks farther off the bow than the stabilizer,
Yeah.
right? So there's no real excuse not to have it. However, then you get a bow profile and then a stabilizer that's out there at 16 inches. And when there's even just a mild wind, it's kind of hard to stay on target because you can feel the wind even, adapting that. The other thing that I would say about your shooting is we would almost have to video it in slow motion. I know that I do this when I'm drawn, and so mine's a
Mm-hmm.
T-shaped release, and it's a thumb release. I know that whenever I can't quite get myself to settle on the target, I will be crossing the target and punch the trigger with my thumb,
Oh yeah.
right?
And it's just
It's
not as
gonna be,
crisp.
it's not gonna be crisp. It's it's just not going to be. You have to get to the point where the shot almost surprises you, that you're kind of crossing over the target, and your shot just kind of like goes off.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do with an index finger wrist strap release, because the release style is made for hunting. It's made for, okay, I'm on this deer, boom, boom, I'm pulling the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as accurate of a release as a thumb, which isn't as accurate as a hook style release that you basically get in position, unlock it, and then you just kind of pull through your shot. But I don't think you should hunt. I don't know if anybody hunts with a hook style release. It seems dicey. But like, that's one of the things I really like about archery is like, there's almost no end to the minutia that you can focus on, and it's relaxing because it's something that you can focus on, but like, you're gonna get another shot, so
Yeah.
you're not like gonna beat yourself up over it not being.
I'm not, for
No.
sure.
I think that the other thing about bows and shooting is that you can go out and you can have a really good day where you just like, you have really good groups, and like, somebody else could pick up your bow, and theoretically somebody else should be able to pick up your bow if they had the same draw length, put it on target, drop a shot, and it be in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you took your bow and you had it all sighted in exactly how you want it, you take your bow and you shoot a group of 3, and it is dead center, and a guy that is a better shooter than you, does less torque in his wrist, is more consistent, takes your bow, and shoots 4 inches to the left at 30 yards, and he puts the same tightness of group, your form is off and your bow is sighted to your bad form.
Yeah.
You're torquing the bow with your wrist somehow. There's going to be some variation, but like use a 30-yard target. At 30 yards, if a really good shooter picked up your bow and they're shooting 4 inches off, something's off about your form, most likely. And that's the other thing that's really difficult is because like you wake up one day and you feel different and you do it different and it has a different result. Like it's so weird.
Yeah.
Where like a gun,
It's fun though.
you're going to sight it in
Oh, yeah.
and 3 people should be able to pick that same gun up. Boom. Same hit. Same, very consistent.
There are less variables.
Any party you want to get a bow, Jimmy, and start shooting with us?
I would like to. I think it'd be fun.
Are you right or left-handed?
Right.
Right-handed. There's probably, I bet for $500 at any given time, there's probably 100 bows on Craigslist. Or no, people don't do Craigslist anymore. Facebook Marketplace, that would be great bows to be a starter
Dude,
setup in right-handed.
I haven't been looking at bows in a long time now. When did I buy that bow? Is it 2 years ago?
I think it's 2 years now. I think this would be the second season you could have hunted with it coming up. So probably like a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. So when I was looking at bows back then, there is a shop down in, I think they're in Rolla or somewhere in the Rolla area.
Yeah.
That sells tons of great used bows. And they are really reasonable.
Yeah.
Like they'll have bows listed that are, 4 years old and set up like sights,
everything
and
everything but a release probably.
And they're selling them for $300 to $500. That I can't remember what that place is called, but I just remember coming across them, and they would always have some great bows for sale on Facebook Marketplace.
Dude, you showed me one time there was a left-handed PSE carbon bow.
Yeah.
I know that Kevin, my guy that I worked with back in the day, bought one of their first carbons for $2,500 probably back, and this was years ago. And it was like $500 for a left-handed carbon. Carbon, if you're wondering, Internet and Jimmy, carbon fiber is much lighter to make a bow out of. Hoyt makes a really nice carbon fiber bow. They're like $2,000 plus. PSE makes a really nice carbon fiber. There's 2 things about them. One, they're really light compared to an aluminum riser bow. 2, they are cold to they're neutral to the hand. When you grab them, if you're in a deer stand or something, the carbon fiber doesn't it's not cold.
It doesn't feel as cold. Yeah.
To the touch. Whereas an aluminum riser
like
bow,
a metal bow
is metal. It's wicking all of the cold from the environment into it. And the carbon fiber for some reason is just kind of neutral to that effect. But bows, I'm actually surprised that they're not more expensive now because they haven't been going up. How do you say that? They haven't been going up in cost like pursuant to or in sync with how the economy's been going, oddly. They've been $1,300 to $1,500 for a flagship bow for several years at this point.
It's because every year, fewer and fewer people get into the hobby, and more people drop out of it.
I don't know if that's
probably.
Do you think that's true? I think less people.
I watched a video about guys that are. I don't know who they are. You'd probably know their names if I said it, but I don't know who they are. But they were talking about every year the numbers go down for actual bow hunting and bow archery stuff, and everyone is switching over to
Crossbows for hunting. Yeah, so I would say that is not probably, that is true. And as more states go to a crossbow being allowed with no medical card for archery, that is going to happen because a crossbow requires less practice to get good at it. The one thing that I would say about it is that most archers consider somebody in the woods with a crossbow that doesn't have a medical card during archery season to be gay as all get out. Like,
what does a medical card have to do with archery or
what is what?
Medical card? What the heck are you even talking about?
You used to not be able to hunt during archery season with a crossbow unless you had a medical reason. Like if you'd have to get a wheelchair or something.
Yeah. And even then,
had a blown up shoulder, you'd have to get a doctor's note that said you are not able to draw a bow. Well, you don't have to have it in Missouri anymore.
But if I needed to, I could.
In the day, you had to have one.
Wouldn't think as poorly of you.
Right. It's because I have a bad shoulder, guys.
I did work for a guy a few years ago that had no draw arm and still shot a bow. Okay? He had no arm to draw his bow with, and he still shot a bow. Okay? So don't give me that crap about having to have a medical card. He had a special release that he put in his mouth. And he drew with his front arm.
Dang.
And he actuated the trigger with his tongue.
Wow.
That sounds wild.
And that dude
did he ever accidentally just like rip his teeth out?
No. He was going on a moose hunt while I was standing there talking to him, and he was getting ready to go on a moose hunt in Alaska with his bow. He was as hardcore gets right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bow hunting with one arm for moose in Alaska. Yeah, it doesn't get any more hardcore than that.
Yeah, with a bow. So, and the thing is, like, rested, you could shoot off of your buddy stand with the bar. You could shoot out to 80 yards with your crossbow, like, pretty accurately. You would have to have a rangefinder, and you would have to be rested. I 100% guarantee you, if you had to stand up with a crossbow, I could outshoot you at 80 standing with a bow. The versatility of a bow is like so much better than a crossbow. Plus, I could probably shoot 3 arrows for every one that you shoot with a crossbow. Like, I could reload knock another arrow and put another arrow down range way faster. But like, crossbow hunting is not archery. Like, no offense to crossbow hunting. Yeah. It's not archery. It's just it shouldn't even be in the same. Do you think, Darcy? Like, it should just it should just be its own thing.
Have its own season.
I mean, just
like, I don't have anything against it. Yeah, but like, well, I think that just to maintain, like, okay, it's like, if like you want to keep your man card, you got to do man stuff, right? Like, would you concur? Like, you can't keep your man card if you don't do man stuff. I think that you should make a guy.
You think that the conservation department should just make crossbow hunters wear pink?
Like, that would be fine. But like, I think that their heritage card should be pink, or they could have, like, it could even be the same season. It should just be like, do you want an archery tag or do you want a crossbow tag? Like, I don't
Oh,
think that you
just
you see what I'm saying?
differentiate from the get-go.
I just think if they differentiated from the get-go, they could simply say, do you want a crossbow tag or an archery tag? You don't have, like, when you go get a gun tag, it's not an archery tag. And you can use it during alternative method season, but it's still not an archery tag. And you can hunt with a bow during gun season if you want. But like, I think that in the same way that they are like, they're like gun,
They should like tier it.
muzzleloader, art or crossbow, archery. They should just have they should just differentiate it so
I
that
think it should
there's
just
not
be
all these.
hunting season. It starts and
Mm,
ends.
yeah, but like,
Use
here's the
whatever you
thing:
want.
if you're and like you're saying about the pink, the crossbow guys should have to wear pink into the woods or hunter orange, one of the two.
At least a pink hat.
Yeah, like they should have to wear a pink hat or something.
Right. Lay's pink hat.
Like, I'm thinking, like, whereas with the archery, you go in the woods in actual camouflage.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
where you're not wearing something bright.
Mhm.
Every style of weapon you use has a different color you have to wear into the
I-
woods.
I think that is appropriate. Yes.
But yet all seasons are combined. Like all methods are combined into one season.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Crossbow could be pink. Archers could be in actual camouflage. Muzzleloaders, buckskin. Rifle hunters, orange. Like,
Yep.
I
Let's do
think
it.
it would be appropriate.
I like it.
There are companies doing a thing called tack. Have you ever seen tack shooting competitions, Darcy?
Nope, I don't think so.
So tack is a brand of competitive shooting, and is Total Archery Challenge tack, and they have
Okay.
about, I don't know, maybe 20 shoots around the country per year. And it's just a fun shoot. It's just for people to get together and do a 3D course. And they're extreme. Like, they're like a 3-hour hike 3D course, like a 20 or 22 target 3D course. And then it's like a 2 or 3 day event. And they're actually like growing, in some sense, they're kind of growing the sport of archery with these tack events, because it's not like Olympic style competitive shooting, but it's also not hunting.
Mhm.
And they're
It's not
growing. Yeah, and it's not crossbow, like you said, Jimmy. It's not crossbows. But it's more like, it's competitive, but it's fun. And like, all of the big archery guys go to some form of attack event every year. And I was like curious, because I'm like, man, it's probably super expensive. It's like a few $100s. It's not very much at all to go to one. But when they open up registration, all of the tickets are sold out like that day.
Wow.
Like 2,000 shooters
How
will buy
many
their ticket that day.
how many
That sounds terrible.
how many targets do you think you could facilitate on your place out at Chilhowie?
Dude, the terrain and everything would lend itself really nicely to a 3D target range. I
Mhm.
actually ChatGPT'd this the other day, and what it suggested was starting with 10 targets, 10 3D
Okay.
targets, from like turkeys to what's the pig? The have
Like a javelina.
javelina pig, a boar, a couple deer, mountain goat.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mhm.
they have this T-Rex that's like 7 or 8 feet tall. That's a 3D target. But if you did, so what it suggested was getting 10 targets, but then setting the course up, since you have a lot of land, setting the course up to shoot the targets from 2 different angles, so that
Oh.
you could have a 20 target course that reuses your targets, so that you would only spend like $5,000 to $8,000 on 3D targets rather than like $20,000 on 22 full scale 3D target. Because there's all kinds of places to shoot. Like there's places you could shoot freaking 150 yards or 200 yards. There's places you could shoot like off of that ridge down into that creek bed, and you could get a really sharp angle.
What if you
Mhm.
tied some goats up to some trees?
And actually shot the goats. That might be kind of 3D-ish. That'd be
Yeah.
4D, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be 4D shooting?
Maybe. Is that 4D alive?
Yeah, it's like physically where it is the 4th dimension. Yeah.
It's mobile.
I know we've never talked about archery, but like the nice thing right now is the weather is super nice for shooting. Like
Yeah.
it's getting to that time of year where it's not super windy, it's not super hot. It's just like this is when I'm like walking out on the porch and shooting like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd
Yep.
be fun.
I've got to do it. I got to do it. I think I started tonight.
Good. Did you gain any followers
Yeah.
by shooting? Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yep. Old Carson. He said, "Hey, thanks for the conversation. I went ahead and followed you." I said,
Nice.
"Thank you."
Nice.
Um,
Yep.
it would be nice to. I think I could do a 10 target 3D shoot on my property here too. Like I've got 15 acres. I can make a walking trail that shoots targets without shooting at people on here. I don't know
Mhm.
that I could do very many like super long range, but they don't. That's the other thing, that the TAC events, they don't do them all like really really hard. Like
Yeah.
they have a bunch of targets that are like targets you can score a 10 on if you focus, and then they have a few that are just like obscenely far, like mountain shots of like 170 yards, and it's just like nobody even has a pin for that, obviously.
Right. You're just launching it.
Yeah. I
That'd be a
saw
fun one
one
for the T-Rex.
I saw one where they did a 250 yard, I think it was an elk. It was like a 250 yard elk. And what they did at the event was it was $2 per arrow to shoot at this thing. And there was no prize, but if you hit the bullseye, like the little, like the 10 ring on a 3D target, that's probably like 2 inches. If you hit the 2-inch bullseye, you won a Matthews, whatever the flagship was that year. And so then guys are just sitting there going, well, I could spend $40 on this, get 20 arrows,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, who knows,
Yeah.
and like at that kind of range, whoever hits it it's just luck. It's just,
Pretty fun.
yeah.
All right. Well, what we need to do is be on the lookout for 3D targets.
Hmm. Yeah. I think 3Ds are fun. I've only had like
Mhm.
one in my life. Whenever I was a kid, we had one 3D target, and we shot the daylights out of it until it just fell apart. Like,
Yep.
oh, the other thing I was gonna say, I don't know that I mentioned this. So I definitely watched probably too much Dart and stuff. And one of the things that I've heard mentioned like a couple times is the fact that their flagship bow is at the 1350 mark. So this is like unrelated to that video that I told you to watch about the guy who bought Darton and is like trying to
Yeah.
revive it. Guys that are pro shop owners are like, man, the amount of technology that's in this bow, we just assumed it should be like an $1,800 bow. It should be
Yeah.
more expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matthews, you buy a bow. If you want to change the draw length, you pay them $50. If you want to change the speed mod, it's like $70. If you want to change from 80% to 70% let off, it's like $60. If you want to like anything, it's obscenely expensive. The guy in the interview, the owner of it, was like, yeah, I know we put a lot of technology in it, but if I could have made the bow cheaper, I would have, because I want people to be able to afford to buy a bow. He said, but there's two separate factors. Did you see this part that he was talking about?
No. No.
There's two separate factors. So like Jimmy, whenever I say that a flagship bow from one of the companies that's like a reputable company is going to be between $1,200 and $1,700, what do you feel about archery right then?
I feel like that's a lot of money to get into something I don't know much about.
Right. It's very hard to get into. So they typically make a bow that is like a $500 range bow that you can get into archery, and it's probably every bit as good on any of the real companies as my bow is, that is from 2008. Okay, I mean, when I was a kid, there wasn't anybody shooting over 40 yards. And this bow
Right.
consistently shoots 70, 80 yards. And like, it's me that's not getting a group like this. The bow could do it, I think, all the time. Well, he said the difficulty in archery is that if your flagship isn't $1,200 to $1,500, nobody that's a serious shooter takes it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If your bow is coming in under 1,000, the archery industry, people who like think about archery, who know Matthews, Hoyt, etc., he's like, they don't like they're like, well, it must not be good. A new shooter might be like, well, I hope this is really good, and he's like, I think a company could produce a bow under 1,000 that's a really good bow. He's like, but we literally cannot sell them at that price point because
people won't respect them.
they won't. There's no respect. There's no respect in
They won't get
$1,000
any
bow.
traction at that.
Right. And the
That's
second
wild.
feature is that the dealer model is kind of like, so like you go to your local pro shop and they have an archery, like let's say that they're purely archery. When I was a kid, I think they're still around. B&B Archery in Raytown was like the thing. If you give the dealers too much margin, like if you MSRP your bow at $1,350, and you say to your dealer, we want you to make good money, like we need you around, we're going to manufacture bows, and we're going to sell them to you at $500. Okay? So you might be like, okay, well, that's cool. The dealer, being guys like you, like me, like Darcy, like Jimmy, we're like, oh man, I can make money selling them for $750.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll undercut the market on a product that somebody can buy and shoot for 20 years. Instead of making a hefty and healthy margin to run your business, the type of people that are in archery will cut their own throat to give their customer a really good deal on a bow. Okay? And so so the companies that make these bows it does not behoove them to give the bow shops a really healthy margin, because they will shoot themselves in the foot because of the type of people they are. Like, not every one of them, but a lot of them. And if you come to Kansas City and there's 5 guys selling Matthews bows, and one of them is like, oh man, I don't need to make $500 on a bow. I only need to make 200. Well, then all the other 4 dealers are screwed. And so, like, there's just all of these, like, crazy, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, there's weird incentives that cause archery to be both really expensive and, like, at the same time as it's really expensive, like, the technology in Darcy's bow, have you shot it, Jimmy?
No.
Like, it's crazy. It's like, it's a wonder that thing doesn't derail every time you shoot it.
It's got so much technology in it. It's could be classified in the same category as a crossbow.
Probably. That's funny. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just yammering on about it, but like, it's like the idea that they're slinging an arrow at, yours is probably shooting close to 300 feet per second with the arrows you're shooting out of it. Are you at full 70 pounds?
I can't remember. I think so.
You're shooting an arrow at close to 300 feet per second, or maybe more. I don't know. Probably close to 300 feet per second. A cable that you're drawing, you have to have at least 5 grains of weight per pound of draw weight. No, per 5 pounds. What is it? How did they say that? Per 10 pounds? I don't have my phone because I'm on it. I forget what the number is, but like like if you dry fired Darcy's bow 5 times, it would ruin it if it didn't derail it on the first shot.
Wow.
I've seen them dry fire them, and the cams, the cams are like this big, and every time they dry fire it, the cam just crushes in on itself. And yet, if you balance the arrow weight correctly to the bow, you can shoot that cam for
years.
10,000 shots.
Wow.
Like,
That's weird.
It's incredible. And when we were kids, they were putting plastic cams on bows. Like, they were made out of molded plastic.
What is Darcy?
I'm pretty sure aluminum.
It's forged aluminum and then it's milled. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
strong.
I've got a bow in the garage there with plastic wheels.
Yeah. Oh, my bear has plastic wheels on it.
I'm
black
pretty sure
bear.
my PSE.
Mm-hmm. I think my old PSE that I gave away had plastic wheels on it.
Yep,
I don't know.
Pretty cool.
I'm trying to think of excuses to shoot archery, and maybe Jimmy and I could go down and we could drop $4,000 at Rogers for bows, and they give us a deal if we bought more than one bow.
There you go.
How do you feel about that, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'll put in the first 1,000. You spend the next 3.
Well, okay. There's another thing. Like, so the bow might be 13. If you buy a flagship, the newest deal bow, you might pay $1,200 to $1,500. Okay. You've got your bow, and now the guy who makes the sight wants $500 for a really good sight. And the guy who makes the rest wants another $300 to $500 for the rest.
Right.
And the guy that
It's
makes the release.
the guy that makes the release wants $100 to $500 for the release. It's nuts.
What about the guys
It's
that sell the arrows? How much they want for them?
most of them want like $10 an arrow. But here's the thing about the $10. Like, what are we getting those for at Rogers, Darcy? Those arrows
think
we're
that-
buying are.
I think they end up being like $7 or $8 an arrow, aren't they? Is it like
I think it's like $50 for 12. Does that sound right? $48
yeah,
for 12?
maybe that might be. I think they went up, but I think it's real
And
close
those
to that. Yeah,
Those are probably on the cheap side of arrows.
yeah.
But here's the thing about arrows. I'm now at the point I need to get another batch of arrows for 2026. I've not even shot my 25 arrows. What I do is I buy a dozen arrows a year, and whether I use them up or not, I buy another dozen. So I have a quiver of arrows that has, like, for practice arrows, I have like 3 batches of 6, plus I have 2 brand new batches of 6 that Darcy just picked up for me last year. And next time I'm at Rogers, I'll probably take one of those arrows in and I'll be like, I want this exact same arrow, and I'll get another one. And the thing is, like, I probably got less money into arrows right now than you would spend on ammo if you went out shooting guns for, an afternoon.
Yeah.
And so, like, in some ways, per shot, archery is a really cheap sport to be, hobby to be in. Even if you spend $1,000 on a bow, that bow might last you 20 years. You're not going to buy 9 bows. Like with guns, you're going to buy 9 different guns and have $5,000
more.
into it. Yeah, or more. With a bow, like, you're probably going to buy one bow and you're going to try to get really good with that one bow. And every year you're going to spend like $50 to $150 on arrows. And once in a while you're going to get a new sight. I mean, it's despite the initial investment in it, it's a fairly cheap sport to do. You broke one arrow today, Darcy?
Yeah.
And you
and
probably
it was just
shoot.
dumb.
Yeah. I lost a tip the other day when I was shooting because I was standing on one dock at my lake pond, and I had my target sitting on the other dock. And I was trying to hit this target, and one of my first shots went low and just stuck in the dock. And so I went over there and I was like, oh, well, I can't get the tip out. So I just unscrewed the arrow and I lost $1,
Yeah.
Really not a big deal. But
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yep. You should come shoot mine.
Are you thinking
Get you
about upgrading, Dan?
as soon as I sell my house, I have already decided to upgrade. Yeah. I'm like 99% sure that I want to get this Darton bow. That is this year's flagship bow. It's about $1,400, and get a good sight for it and a good rest for it, and just like set the whole thing up like right off the bat with everything good to go. Part of the reason that I want to do the Darton is because it has it is a bow for someone who wants a flagship bow. And a flagship bow just means like whatever the best companies put out as their best bow of the year is their flagship. Darton's flagship this year has basically all of the adjustments, all of the tuning that you might have to do to a bow can be done without putting it on a bow press. And typically people don't have a bow press. Like I don't have a bow press. I've been shooting for 35 years and nobody I've known has even had a bow press. And so like the idea of buying a bow that I have to take to a pro shop to get it adjusted is like irritating to me. And so the Darton is, I both like the guy that bought the company, seems like a really like cool guy, Christian guy, and they're putting all of the technology into it to make it to where you can actually work on your own bow, which Mathews and Hoyt are not doing. They're not making it easy for you to tune up your own bow at all.
No.
So, and Hoyt doesn't make it easy, but they don't make it expensive. Like you take it to your pro shop and they might charge you like $20 to do whatever you want done. Mathews, which is the other like big name, they also make it expensive because if you want to change something, it's like a $50 mod every time you want to do something. And I don't know, it irritates me that they're so, like they know that they're hosing you, but they're doing it anyway because they advertise and advertise and advertise, and everybody thinks that they are the best bow on the market.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, as soon as my house sells, dude, I'm gonna go put money down and buy a new bow.
Heck yeah.
Darcy, I'm gonna
Yep.
get him convinced to buy a new sight this year.
Yeah. Probably.
What's it gonna take to convince you to do that, Darcy?
I don't know, but I don't know. Probably a lot more shooting.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your sight?
Yep. It's just it's the old kind. It's non adjustable. I mean it's just an old style, essentially. There's just better, newer
Yeah, but describe what the
technology.
better, because you can still buy your sight today. Like you
Oh
can
yeah,
go into
my
a bow shop
sight's
and
not
buy it.
old,
Yeah.
but it's old technology.
Yeah. So the best bow sights. So like Darcy's bow sight, do you have 4 pins or 5?
5.
So imagine that I have 5 fingers, 5 pins. And Darcy's bow is set in a housing. It's got a little halo around it. It's called the scope. And he sets his first pin to 20, his second pin to 30, his fourth pin to 40, and his fifth pin, or wait, fourth, 20, 30, 40, 50, his fourth pin to 50, and his fifth pin to 60. They are set for the range, okay? Now, if Darcy wants to shoot not so much 30, between 20 and 30, but between 40 and 50, he has to just kind of go, I think it's probably about there, right? Send an arrow, see if it hits it or not. He just has to kind of guess at those odd distances.
Hmm.
With a new sight, you have a dial and you set a 20 and you set like a 60 or a 90 and you use a rangefinder and you say, bing, it's 72. And your dial says 72 yards. And then you just put your pin on the target and you shoot. And so it's like, and then the other thing is like, they shoot, you can adjust the axis, you can adjust 3 separate axes on a new sight. So when you shoot uphill or downhill or at weird angles, your sight doesn't get thrown off by those various adjustments in elevation and things like that. And then the third thing is probably the fact that, like, typically if it's windy and you're like, that's about a 3-mile-an-hour wind, you can just go, I'm going to just rotate my pin over a little bit and just give myself an adjustment for wind. And then still I can put my pin right on the target and shoot. And as the wind pulls that arrow over, it's just like having a scope with a windage adjustment. And so they're just more, they're way more technical than what we shot back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah.
Which mine is just a fancier version of what I have shot for my entire life.
Yeah.
Did your bow, Darcy, did it come
It's
with
still
that, or
the
did
same.
you put that on there?
I bought it with that on there. Yep. Yeah, I bought it used and it was set up already. So it has a nice rest and it has an okay sight.
There's a lot of, so like I'm particular to shoot practicing, but there's a heck of a lot of hunters who don't want an adjustable sight because they're going to go get in their deer stand and they're going to shoot 20 to 35 yards. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't actually want the extra thing to think about. Like they just,
Sure.
they're ecstatic that new bows are shooting flatter. And they're actually, if you could reduce it to one pin that never adjusted and shot from 10 to 30 yards, there's a bunch of hunters who'd be like, sign me up.
Sure.
Because if a bow could shoot the vitals with one pin at all of their ranges, they would just be like, that's all I care about, killing a deer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just a difference of like,
Philosophy.
What you do with it, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. So a single pin adjustable sight isn't like super important to me. However, I am intrigued by long range shooting. And while I'm not necessarily there yet,
You're going to get there.
yeah, I want to be able to shoot an 80-yard shot.
Yeah.
And so, like with my sight, I would have to, if that's gonna be my sight and I'm gonna be a hunter, I'm gonna shoot my deer. I'm gonna continue to shoot deer at 20 yards because that's what I do with a pistol. And then I'm gonna have a 10-yard pin, a 20-yard pin, a 30-yard pin, a 40-yard pin, and then I'm going to have an 80-yard pin way down there. Just, if I continue to use my fixed pin sight. But, and then I don't have, like you were saying, the versatility isn't there. It's not the same. So I could get it done with what I have, but there's just another aspect of fun
and they're
usefulness
making
in that.
So my scope is 12 years old probably. It has one pin.
Mm-hmm.
Spot Hog, Booney, you can buy a variety of different configurations. You can buy an adjustable sight that has 3 pins, and the 3 pins are adjustable. Mm-hmm. So you can buy a sight that is adjustable, that you can adjust the range. And what my hope is to buy a Booney that has a top pin that's really fine, like a 0.10, so it's like very precise. A middle pin that is very precise, and then a third pin that has the bigger they use fiber optics, so it's a bigger dot. And my thought is this, that you could set that to 20, 30, and 40, right? And
Mhm.
then you can adjust to the top pin to any range, right? But then, like, if you're
Mhm.
sitting in your deer stand at dusk and you're like, man, the light is getting poor, you can just grab your dial and adjust that third pin to 20 or 30 or whatever the range is that is your, like, shooting range for a deer that might walk through. But
Yeah.
you have more light in low light. And so, like, they're getting to where they're making sites that are like thinking of all the possibilities of what somebody might want to do with them, and not just being like, oh, you're shooting tack, or you're shooting competition, or you're shooting, you know, deer or elk or whatever.
Mhm.
So I think that they're all kind of converging on, hey, we can do whatever your philosophy is, we can make a sight, we can make a bow for that.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So, need to get Jimmy over here shooting, and then
Mhm.
somehow we need to get Dan to move to Kearney, which I feel hasn't been getting
Not a very
closer.
successful operation lately.
I mean, you did move about 300 feet north.
I did. That's true.
So,
Geographically closer, but actually probably about a 1 minute farther drive, unfortunately.
yes. Yep. Mhm.
Well, here's the thing though. Like, we get to the
Or,
point
here
where
we
we
go,
don't have
Dan.
to work,
Here we
we
go,
just go
Dan.
hang out every day.
Yeah. If you had that that stall plane, then you could just pop up here real
Dude,
quick.
this is true. If I had a drone style VTOL or a soul
Oh,
plane, either one, I could just hop up there, just just skirt the city, get up there in like 20
mhm.
minutes with my bow, obviously.
Yep. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably just land that thing right on 136th Street and pull into my driveway.
Oh, I could definitely land it in Jeremy's field, and we could set up a 3D range back there for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
And that wouldn't even be illegal. He isn't there anyway most of the time, is he? He's up in Alaska all the
In
time.
Alaska right now.
Anywho,
Yep.
well,
All right.
our promotion for Jimmy to join the archery club.
No, I
Mm-hmm.
would enjoy it. I've always thought about getting one. I just haven't ever taken it very serious.
Yeah, we should start looking on Facebook Marketplace and get you a bow that we can adjust without a pro shop. Again, back to that. Um, and then you could get into archery. You could probably get into archery and have a really nice rig. My last one I got, I don't think I even spent $500 on it 12 years ago, and I've been shooting it for 12 years, and I probably haven't spent $200 on arrows in that time. So I mean, you can get into it pretty affordably, and you
Well, for
know,
me,
if you just
it's more about not knowing what I'm doing than it is about trying to save every bit
yeah.
of money on it. Like I wouldn't mind spending money on it. I just don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, Darcy thinks the Rogers guys up there are pretty knowledgeable, could get you set up and get you moving in the right direction. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Tanner kid.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if you want to spend if you want to spend what I'm getting ready to spend, I'm probably, regardless of what bow I go with, I'm probably going to spend $2,500 to get into a new everything rig. And I bet you could get into some dude that does an upgrade every year, his deal from last year for half, pretty
Mhm.
easily.
Yeah.
And so to me, if I wasn't me and I wasn't like, man, this is my last one I'm ever gonna buy, probably, I'd be looking at. And the other thing for me is being left-handed, you just are very limited on what you're gonna find.
Yep.
But you could get into a smoking rig for half of what you would pay for the same deal the next year,
Yeah,
for the
that's something I'd
2026.
be willing to do.
And I bet the bow that Darcy's shooting is not, I bet is not 5% worse than the Hoyt flagship this year.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Is that thing a 23?
23,
I
24?
think it's a
23 or
23.
24. Yeah. I mean, Hoyt hasn't done anything like substantial, in my opinion, in the last 3 years to make it
Hmm.
like, oh man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like,
if I was buying a Hoyt, I would be buying something probably a 23, 24, 25, not a 26. I just don't see it. Like I don't
yeah.
5 feet per second faster, maybe. Like, I mean, grief.
Yeah, there haven't been any like breakthroughs in cams and such in the last few years.
No. But there's still dudes that go upgrade their boat like every
Well,
freaking
sure.
year. Like, so, I mean, you could find something real sharp for $1,000, I think, pretty easily.
Hmm.
And a year-old bow is not going to be overshot. It's not going to be worn out at all. Like it's still going to
No.
have 20 years left in it
Right.
if you decide to do it. But oh,
Yep.
You probably go to bed.
Yep.
yeah, probably so.
I think that's a good plan. So I can have the energy to shoot again tomorrow.
For
There
sure.
you go.
If I'm around, we should do a what is it? A stream with me tomorrow shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I've got band rehearsal tomorrow.
Mm,
I can do it early in the morning.
okay. I gotta go
Band
mow
rehearsal on a Wednesday?
Oh, never mind.
Wednesday.
I'm a day off. I'm good for tomorrow.
If I get back early enough, I'll give you a shout. And maybe we can do a
You're gonna
stream
be
with me
out
and shoot.
out
I gotta go
out
mow.
east.
Yeah, I gotta mow out at the property. Yeah.
You don't have any
Oh.
targets out there?
Uh, I kind of need to get in and get out tomorrow. I've got some cleanup in the
Okay.
yard to do. The last guests were kind of trashy. They left a bunch of stuff out. So I need to get it focused. I don't think I really need to mow all the trails. I think the people coming in this weekend are for World Cup. Hey, we're talking World Cup.
Mm. Oh yeah.
So I doubt I'll probably just like zip over the trails like with one pass, and I might pick a bunch of blackberries tomorrow actually too, because the
There you
We've
go.
been picking
blackberries are
them.
like going mad out there. If I can stay out of the
Nice.
poison ivy and pick the blackberries, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Anna made some delicious blackberry something or other today. It's sitting in there. She's been making. Man, she made. Oh, what was the first thing she made? Oh, she made blackberry muffins. I think that was the first thing she made with them. And then she made this like, it looked like a coffee cake, but had blackberries in there, and it was real good. And she made blackberry jam, which
oh wow.
that's like a great deal because it's blackberry. She basically just made a blackberry reduction and used honey from our freaking bees to sweeten
Oh
it.
yeah,
So it's blackberries from our place and honey from our place.
nice.
That's
And
And
then
cool.
then
some gelatin or
today,
no gelatin?
I don't think she put gelatin in it. I think she just cooked it down on the
Okay.
stove to thicken it up.
Yeah.
I had it on sourdough toast this morning, and
Nice.
then she made some kind of a blackberry cobbler or something that's in there right now. And there's more. There's more to be had. But you got any, Jimmy? Got any berries on any of yours?
A few, yeah. We've eaten a decent amount.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I probably only got like 3 cups off of the 2 little rows that I just planted last year.
Hmm.
Or no, I planted them the year before last. I planted about
Oh, really?
40 of those vines, and next year, I mean, looking at what's coming up, because they shoot up next year, shoot up this time of year, and these berry. I bet there's 3 to 4 times more shoots, maybe 5 times
Hmm.
more shoots this year.
Nice.
But out at the property, if it wasn't for the poison ivy, I bet I could get like buckets.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
I don't like getting real deep into the brush to get them
Hmm.
because it's growing all over that. There's probably an acre of poison ivy and blackberries out there.
What you probably should do is just like just mow through them so that you've got 60 inches of clear and you're going to lose a bunch of blackberries, but
Yeah.
then you could get in, like just mow some paths through them.
I did it early the year before last, but then I didn't keep up with it because like you'll mow them off and the shoots will start coming up, and literally the next
Oh,
time you
yeah.
mow, there's like blackberry shoots already coming
Oh, yeah.
back.
Yep.
So it's all like chest deep again this year. Oh well.
Yep.
All right.
All right. It's been good.
Call it.
Yep. See you next week.
All right. See ya.
Later.